Happening now, a Jamestown child care center is accused of using a common sleep drug on kids during nap time. And a new place for veterans to find resources and support opens its doors in Chautauqua County. Plus, we speak to the artist in charge of painting a mural on the Spring Street parking garage in Jamestown as part of a beautification effort.
Live and on demand, this is WNY News Now.
Thanks for joining us for WNY News Now. I'm Justin Gould. A candidate for New York governor was attacked while giving a speech Thursday evening. Candidate Lee Zeldin was giving a speech at a VFW when he was attacked by a man who walked up on stage. You could hear the man attempting to interrupt Zeldin's speech, saying, "Okay, you're done," before grabbing his arm. Zeldin was then pulled to the ground by that man as audience members got involved. They disarmed and restrained him with zip ties pulled from campaign posters. Zeldin is running against current Governor Kathy Hochul. The man was taken into custody by authorities. His name and potential motive for the act is not known at this time. A Jamestown child care center is accused of using a common sleep drug during nap time. Our Alyssa Wright joins us live from the newsroom today with more on these allegations. Alyssa?
Justin, last Friday, the Jamestown YWCA's Early Childhood Education Director, Lindsay Nobbs, penned a letter to parents addressing allegations of unauthorized melatonin use prior to nap time. Specifically, it is alleged that someone working for the daycare provider used melatonin spray on the sleeping cots before students settled in for their daily naps. Officials with the YWCA say that the use of chemicals or other essential oils in any classroom with children present is directly prohibited. The melatonin spray, Nobbs said, was not purchased or approved by the YWCA in Jamestown. A concerned parent provided a copy of the letter to our newsroom, which he said was left in his child's cubby for review. The parent then spoke to us on the condition of anonymity, as his child currently remains in the facility due to the lack of child care available in the county. He said that the parents have complained about their children being unusually sleepy during pickup. However, we have yet to hear from other parents regarding the alleged incident. We reached out to the YWCA for comment and are currently awaiting a response. Our newsroom also contacted New York's Office of Child and Family Services and the Jamestown Police Department to see if a formal inquiry into the allegation is underway. A copy of the letter is posted on our website, WNYNewsNow.com. Live in the newsroom, Alyssa Wright, WNY News Now.
Alyssa, thank you. A trio of men from Dunkirk were taken into custody yesterday after two separate drug raids conducted by police. The men identified as 36-year-old Ontario Eldridge, 39-year-old Lamorris Jones, and 34-year-old Larry Brooks Jr. have been arrested and face a slew of drug-related charges. Eldridge and Jones were taken into custody at 506 Main Street after they were allegedly busted with over 180 grams of various narcotics and a loaded firearm. At the same time, the Chautauqua County SWAT team conducted a search of 708 Main Street. That's where Brooks was taken into custody after authorities allegedly seized various amounts of crack cocaine, meth, and fentanyl. As of today, all three men were held in police custody. A new place for veterans to find resources and supports has opened its doors to the community in northern Chautauqua County. Vets for Christ, a local Christian outreach organization, unveiled its new location in the village of Brockton with a ribbon-cutting ceremony yesterday. The new site on West Main Street offers services such as online banking to veterans who may not have access to the internet. Veterans for Christ is partnered with several large groups in the region, including the Veterans Peer-to-Peer program. Founder Wes Tessie stressed the importance of supporting the nation's veterans.
And I know from my heart, everybody in our organization is here to help. And we have tremendous resources for anything you might need. You may have trouble with housing. You may have trouble with taxes. You may have trouble with benefits. We have the people and the connections that can get you the answers you need right away. We're not going to tell you wait till next month. We'll put you in touch right away with someone who can help you.
Well, Veterans for Christ holds events regularly to bring veterans in the region together. For more information, you can check them out online at vetsforchrist.org. Certainly doing a lot of good there. Well, now let's switch gears and get a first check of our weather forecast. Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter joining us now with that. And I know we had a couple of rain showers, it seemed like, overnight early this morning, Dakota, but by the looks of things, it's starting to clear out.
Yes, we had a few rain showers, but the thing is, those showers were barely measurable. I had zero, nothing in my rain gauge this morning. And you can see we're still hanging on to some of the clouds, especially across northwestern Pennsylvania from the Mill Creek Mall Skycam, courtesy of our friends at Erie News Now. You can see the satellite and radar composite not really showing you much, but there is going to be some cloud cover streaming on in today. And we could be dealing with a few isolated showers through the afternoon hours today. But again, the chance for that's relatively small, about 25 to 30%. 80 was the high yesterday, started the day at a muggy 65, 94, and 39 are the records. So through the afternoon, partly to mostly sunny, a few showers and storms possible through the afternoon hours, but again, not everybody's going to get wet. A bit breezy, 80 to 87 with a west wind 5 to 15. Watch out for gusts around 25 to 30 miles an hour. But our better chance of rain comes over the weekend. We'll tell you about that along with the Ultimate Satellite Solutions 7-day forecast later on in the show. Justin.
All right, Dakota, we'll see you in just a bit as we continue in LGBTQ pride flag flying outside of a wellness center in our region was burned by vandals, the latest there. Plus, more on a shooting in Western New York that injured 2 police officers. We're just learning one of them now passing away. Stay with us. WNY News Now. We'll be right back.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
What is going on, my New York friends? My understanding is that you're in school for a little bit longer than most people, but I got some good news for you. Where are you going to be on September 10th? In Jamestown, New York, with me at 7 o'clock at the Reglena Theater, and you can get your tickets at reglena.com, REGLENNA.com. Make sure that you grab those now. It's going to be so much fun. Jamestown, New York, September 10th. Come and have fun with me.
When severe weather breaks, one team has you covered, tracking the storms as they happen. Catch your First Defense forecast daily on WNY News Now.
Stay fire safe this summer. Only use grills outdoors, away from siding and deck railings. Clean grills often and remove grease or fat buildup. Make sure your gas grill lid is open before lighting. Have a 3-foot safe zone around grills and campfires. Keep kids and pets clear of the area. Dispose of coals after they cool in a metal can. Never leave grills, fire pits, and patio torches unattended. Learn more at usfa.fema.gov.
Brought to you by the Chautauqua Safety Village and the Jamestown Fire Department.
EaglezIp.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EaglezIp.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer, plus a 2-year warranty. Call EaglezIp.com today.
Stop by EaglezIp.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
An LGBTQ pride flag flying outside of a wellness center in Erie, Pennsylvania has been burned. That's according to officials with the clinic. As Erie News Now's Kristen Allen reports, even though the act of vandalism meant to send a strong message, it's only strengthened their mission.
What is it about a flag? It's not the material or even the colors themselves. It's all about a message.
Flag within itself is a sign of dignity and respect, a sign of community, and we want people to feel welcome and to feel safe here.
For the LGBTQ plus community, this flag represents safety, pride, and love.
It's very important that people feel valued, that people feel loved, and that people feel supported, because you don't get that everywhere you go.
But it's all too often symbols of love are attacked with acts of hate.
My staff and I came outside to check it out, and we noticed that someone had burned one of our flags.
Sometime Wednesday night or early Thursday morning, someone snapped one of 3 flagpoles mounted on the front of Central Outreach's building and lit the organization's gay pride flag on fire.
I really feel like someone went out of their way to hurt me and to hurt my community.
A heartbreaking sight for those who work so hard to make this a safe place.
And you just don't touch other people's property, regardless of how you feel about it. Everyone deserves to feel safe. Everyone deserves to be treated with dignity and respect.
But the story doesn't end here.
And although the burning of this flag was meant to send a message of hate, its replacement is already flying outside of Central Outreach, continuing to send a message of love.
We're going to continue to replace these flags and keep fresh flags up. Simple sign of hate is not going to stop who we are or what we do.
Kristen Allen, Erie News Now.
2 police officers were shot while they were working their beat in Rochester, New York, overnight Thursday. Officials say the 2 officers were working their detail when a male approached the 2 and shot them. The 2 officers were taken to different hospitals in the area. One of the officers later died, according to local news reports, but authorities have not confirmed the death yet. A woman was also wounded in the incident. Her injuries are not considered to be life-threatening. Rochester's mayor asked the people of Rochester for their prayers.
This is a tragedy for our community. I'm asking Rochester to pray for these officers and their family. They go out every day and put their lives on the line. And while there's some people that sit on the sideline, these guys are on the front line.
This shooting comes a little more than 12 hours after the mayor declared a local state of emergency due to gun violence in that city. And health officials in New York have diagnosed the first case of polio in the U.S. in nearly a decade. Polio was once a common infection, but successfully vaccination campaigns dramatically cut down on the number of cases. The last naturally occurring case of polio in the U.S. was 1979, but officials say an unvaccinated young adult from Rockland County was diagnosed with the virus. They say that a patient appeared to suffer from weakness and paralysis. Polio mostly causes flu-like symptoms, but can also lead to paralysis and even death. Officials do not know how the person contracted it. They have not traveled outside of the country. Authorities are investigating the origins of that infection and warn even if the individual is not contagious right now, others may have been exposed. And the U.S. House voted yesterday to codify a decades-old Supreme Court ruling relating to contraception. The 1965 Griswold versus Connecticut decision protects the right of marriage couples to buy and use contraceptives without government restriction. It's a decision that conservative Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas had suggested the court might reverse. The final vote Thursday was 228 to 195, with 8 Republicans crossing over. And new details on the January 6 U.S. Capitol attack are being revealed. The committee investigating that is outlining what went on at the White House during that attack. Our Washington, D.C. correspondent Rachel Knapp has more on last night's hearing.
We learned that within minutes of Trump returning to the White House, he learned that the Capitol was under attack, and the committee says for 187 minutes, which is a little more than 3 hours, that Trump did nothing to stop it. And we know that from witness testimony, those closest to the president, as well as some former White House staffers, that Trump was in the dining room watching the Capitol attack unfold on live television. And witnesses testified that they were upset about his inaction and how he could have easily made a national address to call off the attack.
President Trump could have gone to the press briefing room to issue a statement at any moment. To give you a sense of just how easy that would have been, let's take a look at a map of the West Wing. As we saw earlier, the president's private dining room is at the bottom of the map. The press briefing room is at the top, highlighted in blue, and the Rose Garden, where the president ultimately filmed his go home video, is on the right next to the Oval Office, and that's highlighted in green. Ms. Matthews, how quickly could the president have gotten on camera in the press briefing room to deliver a statement to the nation?
So as you outlined, it would take probably less than 60 seconds.
The committee also produced records of the president's call logs, where they showed there's no official calls from the president for hours. Witnesses said he didn't make any phone calls to military, National Guard, or law enforcement for reinforcements. But those who testified said the president was instead calling senators, encouraging them to delay the certification. One of the most chilling revelations in this hearing was that the committee says the White House was receiving messages from the Secret Service detail with former VP Mike Pence at the Capitol, relaying messages of the breach and saying that the White House knew the vice president was in jeopardy. And even though they knew, the former president still didn't call off the mob until later on. Here's a clip of the chaos trying to get Pence to safety.
We have a clear shot if we move quickly. We got smoke downstairs set by unknown smoke set downstairs by the protesters.
Is that route compromised?
We have this is secure. However, we will bypass some protesters that are being contained. There is smoke, unknown what kind of smoke it is. Copy.
Clear, we're coming out now, all right? Make a way.
The committee also revealed that House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy got into a swearing match with Trump over the phone during the attack, asking the president for help, and the president essentially dismissing that request. It wasn't until hours after the attack first began that former President Trump made a video telling people to go home. Back to you.
Rachel, thank you. The committee says this will be their last hearing for a while. They will spend the August recess continuing their investigation, and they could hold more hearings in the next months. Coming up, we'll introduce you to two of the cutest cats up for adoption in our Pet of the Week segment. And later after that, in an effort to preserve a downtown Jamestown parking garage, we look at a local artist and her plan to improve the structure. But first, when we return, a full look at our weather forecast. Stay right there. WNY News Now is back right after this.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor.
Testicular cancer is the leading form of cancer in men aged 15 to 35.
1 in 250 men will be diagnosed with testicular cancer.
But 98% will survive if detected early.
As a survivor, I believe early detection is the key. Learn how to do a testicular self-exam and other important facts about testicular cancer at oneball4tc.com.
It's never too soon to celebrate the holiday season, and this year, Christmas in July in Jamestown is better than ever. First, the Jamestown Tarp Skunks will take the field at Russell E. Dietrich Jr. Park on Friday, July 22nd, with a fireworks show to follow. Festivities continue on Saturday, July 23rd, featuring a color run for kids and adults at the Northwest Arena starting at 9 a.m. Then, the Jamestown Public Market is partnering with Toys for Tots to host a craft fair and a downtown sidewalk sale. Also, a 12-team curling tournament will be ongoing at the arena later in the night. Join us for a Christmas-themed movie outside the National Comedy Center with a screening of National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation at 6:30. All you'll need is a lawn chair. And finally, to cap the day, the Greater Jamestown Riverwalk will play host to a special holiday village starting at 8 p.m. Learn more online at ccsolutions716.com.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
Fast, accurate, and everyday. First Defense Weather.
Well, welcome back, everybody. And we showed this graphic earlier in the week, but wanted to bring it back talking about dew point, because when we have low dew point values, during this, what happens is, you sweat on hot days. That's the way, obviously, that's your body's natural way of cooling you off. But when we have low dew point values, all that sweat is allowed to go into the atmosphere. But when we have high dew point values, look at all the sweat drops. Boy, he's sweating there. Woo-wee! And what happens is the sweat builds up around you and it sticks to you because the atmosphere is oversaturated with water molecules, so that sweat has nowhere to go. So that's why it's been sticky the past couple of days. But we're seeing some clouds building in right now. 77 as of noon hour, a west wind of 10, but there's that dew point at 67, so we do have a heat index of 78, so that is creating a stick factor. We have a doubleheader tonight for the Tarp Skunks. They take on the Niagara Power. The first game starts at 5 o'clock this afternoon, so we're starting the forecast at 5 o'clock, 83 degrees. Should be mainly dry, but we're not going to rule out the chance for an isolated shower. 80 degrees at 7. By the time the second game should get going, right around 7 o'clock. And then 10 o'clock, 72 degrees, partly to mostly clear skies for the evening hours. But we do need more rainfall around here, and it does look like by the time we go into the second half of the weekend, we are going to get a better chance of rain and thunderstorms in here Sunday night, and then especially early on Monday. Here's the newest update to first of all, the Storm Prediction Center has us under a marginal risk, a level 1 out of 5 for Sunday, for at least a couple gusty thunderstorms. Now here's the newest update to the quantitative precipitation forecast. We could be looking at about a 1/4 of an inch to maybe upwards of 1.5 inches in spots. And understand, this is over the next 5 days, but the majority of this would be coming Sunday night and then into early Monday. So nothing going on the satellite and radar composite. Now let's take you through future scan. Notice a couple pop-up showers coming across the area through the afternoon hours. Those clear out for the evening. We should be partly to mainly clear for the evening hours. Then tomorrow, showers and thunderstorms redevelop again in some spots. It's not going to be all day rain, and not everybody's going to see a shower or storm. Then we see more rain coming in on Sunday. So the St. James Italian Festival starts tomorrow at 3 o'clock. You will be dodging a few raindrops, so just have the rain gear handy if you are going out. Now the next 7, powered by Ultimate Satellite Solutions. So more humid and muggy on Sunday. Chance for downpours Sunday night going into Monday. The humidity backs down on Monday and Tuesday. Then we have a few scattered showers and storms on Wednesday and Thursday. Justin.
All righty, Dakota. Thank you very much. Well, in an effort to help our furry friends find a forever home, we're partnered with the folks at the Chautauqua County Humane Society for our Pet of the Week segment. Joining us live today is Ola and Tootsie and Brian, of course, here, and Alyssa as well. You heard cats, and you just came right in from the newsroom. I like cats. So, Brian, these are little guys. What can you tell us about them?
They are just about 3 months old, and they just, I know at least one of them, I think both were just spayed yesterday. They are up for adoption, and kittens are great starter pets. For folks, actually last weekend, we had an adoption event up in Dunkirk, and a couple adopted a pair of cats, and it's good. They're social animals, so if you're considering, adopting a pair of them, if you don't have any cats, it's a good, situation. But they were like, we've never had a cat. What do we do? So we actually went shopping.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I took them and showed them the things they needed to get, and we talked about stuff, and it's I think a great way for people to get into the whole pet world.
Right. Oh, yeah. And especially when they're this young, they really are molded to your behavior in many cases. And the two of these, they've just purred the entire time. I know Ola, she's pretty vocal, saying hello to us and looking around, trying to make a break for it, actually. When getting, say you are new to this, or you're a young family, what types of things would people want to look forward to getting and getting their homes ready for them?
Well, I think you want to make sure, like when you get cats. Actually, in the instance last Saturday, the two cats they have lived together, but the stress of the day they made it so they were kind of fighting. So you make sure they have a time to decompress. They have space they can have to to themselves at times if they need to. Really, when it comes to cats, you want to make sure you have enough litter boxes, which was suggested 1 per cat. Be ready to take on some of the expenses and make sure that they go to the vet on a regular basis, because sometimes with the younger kittens, they won't have all of their vaccinations because they're too young. Like rabies might not have happened yet, so the vet trips are very important.
Yeah, absolutely, and two, I think having a positive behavior for them, and if you have a kid, talking to them about, okay, how do you handle the cat? What do you do? We don't want to be mean to them. Treat them well.
To be respectful to the animals, and with kids and in any kind of animal, really, if they're growing up together in a way. If they're younger, it's cool in the sense of memories, but it's also cool in that educational respect, right? Because they can grow up kind of learning how to handle animals and might even learn a thing about working with people.
Exactly. And on that sense of if you do get a kitten like this, they are sometimes very, I don't want to say lifelong, because obviously they could live into their 20s.
Well, if it's a little kid, it could get you through high school or early college. Because it is. It's a lengthy commitment.
But definitely Ola and Tootsie available at the Chautauqua County Humane Society. Of course, chqhumane.org is the place to go. And I assume you have a ton of other animals too.
Yes,
on
we
the
have
website.
dogs, cats, kittens. Stop in. We've got what you're looking for.
Absolutely. So chqhumane.org. Brian, Ola, Tootsie, and Alyssa. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you, Justin.
More to tell you about, including a sneak peek into what artwork is coming to the Spring Street parking garage here in Jamestown. That story right after this.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's into soccer.
She's on the honor roll.
She's just not the type.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way, my kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping, maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
Catch your first defense forecast daily on WNY News Now.
Slow down. Slow down and move over.
Move over.
When you see signs,
Lights.
Vests.
please give us some room.
Slow down.
Slow down and move over.
When you need help,
It's our job
to help you.
to save you.
Despite the danger.
This danger is real.
Do your part.
Please
Slow down.
Slow down.
And move over.
move over.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
In an effort to preserve a downtown Jamestown parking garage is now nearing completion, with a local artist tasked with improving the look of the structure. Our Bronson Rasmussen has more.
Local artist Molly Strong is in charge of painting a new mural here on the Spring Street parking garage. The new designs will add to one of the city's iconic I Love Lucy murals. This one, of Lucy spooning Vitameta Vegemin.
So I'm looking forward to this opportunity. I'll be painting the 3 walls right outside this window, right under Lucy there, and then it goes around at the same height above and below that first window that says ice cream on it, and then around the side where the door is for the parking ramp.
The artist plans to start her work soon, starting here and wrapping around the building. And while the design has changed from her initial proposal, she does promise us that it will be a work of wonders.
The artwork that I submitted at first, which is obviously a very rough draft of an idea of what the flowers would look like, and over time I changed it to a more realistic approach with more lines and more skill involved, as you can see, and the other references were composition plans.
Officials are also planning a second phase of improvements.
Stairwell interior is probably not going to be included in this phase of the beautification. We don't have the resources to clean the surfaces sufficiently for that to be done, so we will hope that that will be in a future phase.
Back in January, the city of Jamestown received a $5,000 grant from ASI to fund this project. Reporting in Jamestown, Bronson Rasmussen, WNY News Now.
All right, Bronson, thank you. Wow, what incredible talent it takes to put something like that together. And I'm glad that they're adding to that Vegeminite mural that's already up there. I know that's one of the most famous scenes, and you
Lucy
pretty much
drunk.
Yeah, you pretty much turn anywhere. They got with the chocolate factory one, I think, across the street from us. I believe it's like in view of the HD News Now cam. So
I think so. I'm not sure.
I believe it's just behind the tree that we have that's out there.
Yeah, because it's on the what is it? On the old Suburban Blend building.
Yes, right there.
Yeah, right
you
back
can't
there.
see it because there's a tree now, but I mean during the fall and spring you could.
We don't have anybody manning that camera to zoom it in. Oh.
Yeah. Oh well. But anyways, yeah, it's there, and it's so cool that they're continuing this. And you think about it, you have what, parking garages? Like, no offense to parking garages, but they're not the most like beautiful looking things that are out there. So why not add to it nevertheless? So good luck to that local artist. Well, that's going to do it for our show this week. Of course, we return Monday. In the meantime, we'll leave you with this live look over Lakeside Park, and news continues 24/7 at WNYNewsNow.com. Have a wonderful week.